Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Today we're going to be getting into a delt and arm session, but before we do, please hit that subscribe button and like and share. Okay, so today we got into a pretty hardcore session, different than the other sessions that I've been doing in this particular sense. It went fast. It was a fast-paced session, did a total of 36 sets in the hour and a half that I usually take to work out. But it was just very, very fast moving. Very little rest between sets. Now, you guys who have been following me know that I do teach that you should rest a considerable period of time between sets to optimally regain your strength for the next set. Now, that's great when you're trying to increase your parameters, you're trying to lift more weight, you're trying to get stronger. But when you're in a diet, when you're trying to reduce body fat, the most important thing is to reduce the body fat and maintain the muscle. You don't want to lose muscle. Building muscle, per se, is not really what we're after in the last few weeks of a diet. It's basically muscle preservation. So rest periods can be modified to a certain degree. In other words, we're training very fast. Moving from one exercise to another, resting perhaps a minute and a half on the longest sets, but usually between 45 seconds and a minute. So it's pretty fast paced. You finish a set, catch your breath a little bit. I check the video, I move around a little bit, and then again, and just do it. So it was like 36 sets, bang, 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 bang. And the result of that was just an awesome workout. Probably, like I always say, this is probably one of the best workouts of my life. I haven't trained that way in quite a while because I do take considerable time resting between sets. So today was completely different. The other thing I did different today was I was trying to move the weights at a faster velocity, especially on the seated military press. So, there is a school that teaches, time under tension is valuable. Absolutely. I'm not going to say it's not. But also moving the bar with strength and power is also very important. As a matter of fact, there's a physical equation. When you move an object through space faster, it's going to expend more energy. The faster you move an object, the more energy it takes to move that object. You move it slow with this time under tension thing, and you don't need as much strength or force to move the object, So it's good to mix this up. I really can't understand people that only train one way. There's so many ways to train. There's so many ways to skin a cat, as they say. So you can indulge in these different types of training techniques when you're going for the cut. Now, when you're trying to build muscle, strictly build muscle, you're in a calorie surplus, you want to gain strength, you want to build more muscle, then you want to use certain parameters. You're not going to be doing fast training. You're not going to, hurry through sets or anything like that. But again, this is different. We're going for the cut. So seated military press, we're not doing this like this. Okay, nice and smooth, just hold it. No, we're going like pump it fast, as fast as possible, because it is a reasonably heavy weight. You're not going to throw the weight up to the roof. It's, it's going to provide some decent resistance. And so, that's the explanation for that. Same with the one arm dumbbell shoulder press. Haven't done that in years. I mean, I'm talking about, I never do it practically. I've never, I have done it in the past, but it's not an exercise I do. And I just got it into my head this morning, do the one arm shoulder press. So after the military press, one arm shoulder, and man, looking back on it, on today's session, I think it's probably one of the most effective shoulder exercises there is. Like, if you get that thing right, you nail that thing and work it just right, that shoulder can do nothing but grow. I mean, it is an awesome exercise. I recommend it. And I'm going to incorporate it from now on, absolutely. From there, moved very quickly into the rear delts, did 4 sets of those, and then the seated 4 sets of these with reasonable weight. Started with the 20s and finished with 40s. For lateral raises, that's a pretty decent weight. And for the dumbbell press, I was using just 50s. I haven't done them in a while. It felt kind of unwieldy on the first try, and I'm sure I can get them up pretty heavy on the next few sessions, but start out with 50s, and that's what I did for the entire workout. Okay, now for arms, biceps curl. It's kind of like it's sort of a drag curl where you keep it close to your body. It's not like, out here, but keep it in and hold it for a second, keep it in, hold it for a second, and pumped 4 sets of those, and then 4 sets of the standing dumbbell. Now with the standing dumbbell, it's most important to twist it at the top, to supinate, because the bicep can be contracted not only by flexing your arm here. You can actually work the bicep just by twisting it like this. And so by incorporating the entire move, that's how a peak is formed. So I did 4 sets of those, then went to the push downs, really trying to get the mind muscle with the push downs. Just all the way, just complete elbow flexion. Complete elbow, oh, getting a cramp already just doing that with no weight. Like I said, it was just one of the most awesome workouts. Super fast, moving from one set to the next. And again, that's a routine that's best left for these cuts and diets. And that's why you see a lot of the pros that before a show, like Jay Cutler, I never rest more than a minute between sets. How the hell do they get that strong by only resting a minute? Well, he didn't always train like that. He would train like a weightlifter at the beginning when he got his strength. Now you can do a 500-pound incline bench press. Well, where do you go from there? Do a 600-pound? No, because you're going to rip your pec off. So, you start modifying your training techniques, and you can, then you can train really fast. The faster you train, the more glycogen you're going to burn, the more glycogen you're going to replenish, and the more fat, the whole metabolism just, gets going in a better direction on the cut. So that's my observations on today's session. I'll leave a sample at the end. I did film everything, but I don't upload every single set. It'd be too tedious, to review all that. So it's just like one exercise of everything I did. And, that's it. That was basically it. Now for the diet, I've been upping the carbs. Like the protein always stays the same. I'm eating like 300 grams of protein a day. The carbohydrates, I increased it to 200 grams of cooked rice at every single meal. This is for the last 3 days. And what happened? Did I gain weight? No, I actually dropped another pound. So like today was my lowest body weight I've ever weighed myself since I've been keeping track forever. And so what am I going to do? Well, increase the food a little bit more. And that's only good news. That means the metabolism is so fast. It's revving up at such a high rate that, the idea is to eat enough food that you're feeling good. So I'm feeling really energetic. For the gym today, I wanted to attack the weights. It's like, oh man, I want a diet. I'm on a cut. Oh gee, I can't take it. It's prep. It's so hard. It's like, I'm stopped. I'm full. I'm losing body fat. I'm never hungry. The weight is going down. I got my body fat assessed the other day. Everything's going perfect. Now, how can that be? Because doing everything right, which is lifting the weights as hard as you can, for that hour and a half, doing the right amount of sets, just pumping as hard as you can. Doing the cardio. Are you doing the cardio? Okay, check that list off. And then eating right. What does eating right mean? Eating enough protein. Now, there's a secret to this also with the protein. The biggest protein meal of the day should be in the morning after a fast. That's when most of the protein synthesis can take place. So your breakfast, like my breakfast, 8 ounces of chopped chicken, sauteed with garlic, 4 whole eggs, and a thin tortilla and a black coffee, just a big mug of black coffee, and that's it. And I'm good to go for another 4 or 5 hours. It's not like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm craving cheesecake. No, I'm full, I'm satiated. My next meal might be a lot more carbs, and I reduce the protein, but the protein is still quite a bit, because to get in 300 grams, that's almost 2 pounds of meat a day, right? Either chicken or meat, or it's a kilo. A kilo of uncooked meat, like chicken, fish, whatever it is, it's a kilo. And so you break that down between 29 and 33%. That's 300 grams right there. So that's a little bit of insight into the diet, where we are with that. You should not be hungry if you're doing things right. You should not be weak in the gym if you're doing things right. And, it's not that hard. The discipline has to be there. You can't cheat. You got to be on point every single day for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and those weeks turn to months, and you should be able to do this. You should be able to do this for the long haul. So, you set a course, you stay with it, and you will achieve your goal if you know what you're doing. So that's it for today. That's all I have to say. Just wrapping this up. Again, I love you all. Thanks for, watching me. And until next time, God bless everybody.